One of the things in life that keeps us from attaining our goals, right? Keeps us from the things that we want, the things that we desire, right? Are our habits, right? So to redefine what Einstein calls the definition of insanity, right? To break this cycle of repeating the same thing and expecting change, we must have a radical shift in our habits.
I'll tell you, many people say the world is a messed up place. Well, this is my attempt at fixing it.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of BigTalk. I'm your host here, Avon, and today we're going to be talking about a concept called hypnotic rhythm. In a nutshell, what hypnotic rhythm is the formation of a habit, right? Forming a habit and maintaining a certain behavior pattern. And that creates what we know as hypnotic rhythm. There's an author by the name of Napoleon Hill, right? And the teachings that we'll be discussing today come from his book entitled Outwitting the Devil. If you haven't picked this book up, the link will be in the description. Napoleon Hill described this best in his example of hypnotic rhythm, right? He says it's like sort of playing an instrument. So here's my spin on what hypnotic rhythm is. So let's say you're learning to play a new song on the guitar, right? You're learning to play this brand new song on your guitar. You've never played it before, right? So the first thing you do is you learn the notes, right? Strum up here, strum down here, right? You learn the notes on the guitar. And after you repeat that process over and over again, you learn to play the notes in order. So you play those notes in order and you sort of commit them to memory, right? Through repetition. But there's still something missing, right? So you keep practicing over and over and over and over again, right? And eventually you discover this thing that sort of has to be felt, sort of has to be sensed. You can't really explain it. You discover this vibe, right? This vibration of the notes, of the melody, right? And when you find this vibration and you persist in that vibration, you discover the rhythm. And when you understand the rhythm of the song and the notes, and you've practiced this religiously, right? And you create this rhythm, now you can play the song so much more at ease, right? You discover this hidden thing that's between all of the notes of the song, right? And now that you have this rhythm, right? Now that you have this vibration established, the song sounds perfect. So I say all this to say, when you have something that you're doing in life, right? A behavior pattern, right? A thought process, anything, right? That you repeat over and over and over again, it sort of forms through repetition and time, right? It sort of forms a pattern. That pattern turns into a habit, and that habit, if persisted in, turns into a vibration, and that vibration forms a rhythm. And that rhythm becomes a part of you. So in life, if you want to form a new habit, right, then you have to persist in that habit over time and use the process of repetition. And the same thing goes on the contrary. If you have a habit that you're trying to get rid of, right, this thing that you do or this thought process that you think of, negative thought, whatever it is, right, this habit that you think is bad that you're trying to get rid of, you have to persist in this new rhythm, right? And that's sort of an unnatural process, a very, and it's why most people are stagnant, why most people are sort of stuck in their ways, because the process of either breaking out of a new rhythm or even creating a new rhythm is sort of unnatural, right? It feels unnatural. And that's because the process isn't easy, right? And it's not a gradual process like something that's gradual, slow. It's done so gingerly and easily, right? It's done in incremental steps, sort of, right? To break a cycle, a habit pattern, it sort of requires a radical, a forceful shift in the way that you think and the way that you behave, right? So it takes you persisting in an unnatural feeling. It takes you persisting in an unnatural thought for some time until that new rhythm is established, until that unnatural feeling feels natural. And this is such a radical way to live, right? This is such a far out way to live because it's sort of, you have to go against what feels natural to you. You have to maintain this feeling of discomfort, right, to progress to this new rhythm or to break this old rhythm. And it's a very hard thing to do at times, but it's necessary. It's like if you buy new shoes, you sort of have to break them in first. At first, they can feel a little weird, but after some time, right, you sort of grow into them. And this sort of explains why a lot of people are, quote unquote, stuck in their ways, right? Why they're resistant to change, why they're, creatures of habit, et cetera, right? This just sort of give you understanding on why people can be the way they are in terms of stagnation. And it's because they simply have formed a rhythm. They've simply formed a habit pattern, and it's very unnatural and a very tough process at times to one, break out of that habit, and two, form a new one, right? And again, this can be from, hey, I want to start going to the gym, all the way to, hey, I want to stop thinking about suicide. And the secret, right? The secret to doing this, right, in terms of breaking the cycle, right? We talked about persistence, and we talked about maintaining this feeling of unnaturalness until it becomes natural. But the secret sauce, right, the key to doing all of this is to know your why, right, and to be as intentional as possible, right? Napoleon Hill calls this phenomenon definitiveness of purpose, right? He says you have to be definite in purpose to change your rhythm. So if I want to start, let's say, going to the gym, this is a very easy example. If I want to start going to the gym, I'm a little overweight, I want to start pumping a little iron, right? I have to keep going to that gym every single day, 3 days, whatever your schedule is. I have to keep going to that gym every single day, putting in the work until it feels natural. Until when I wake up, I feel like, oh, I need to go to the gym, versus me waking up normally and feeling like, I don't want to go to the gym today, right? The more I keep putting my face to the ground, putting my nose to the ground, and just going to the gym and getting my reps in, the more natural it'll feel to go to the gym, until I just naturally wake up and go, it's gym time. And then what'll happen over time, right, and you've experienced this in some way, what'll happen over time is that when I wake up in the morning, if I don't go to the gym, that begins to feel unnatural. Right? Because I've created a new rhythm. And the secret to persisting in this, right? Because we know a lot of people who, let's say, make this, New Year's resolution. Hey, I'm going to go to the gym. They start going for a couple weeks and they quit, right? I'm going to go on this new diet. They go on a couple weeks and they quit, right? The key to not quitting, the key to persisting in this unnatural feeling is to be definite in your purpose and to know your why. And what I mean by that is, why are you going to the gym in the first place? I want to look better when I take my shirt off at the beach, and I want to drop a couple pounds, right? I want to drop, let's be more intentional. I want to drop 20 pounds by summertime, right? Have that goal in mind and be extremely intentional in accomplishing that. When you eat that broccoli that you don't want to eat, remember why. I want to drop 20 pounds by the end of the summer and take my shirt off at the beach. You have to be aware of why you're doing it. You have to be extremely, extremely intentional, or what Napoleon Hill calls definite in your purpose, to accomplish these goals, to create a new rhythm. In summary, we've learned a lot about hypnotic rhythm, right? We've learned that it's simply a solidified state of habit patterns. It's simply a solidified state of your behaviors, right? And then we know that if we want to change this, we must persist in a new rhythm. We must persist in something that feels unnatural, something that's uncomfortable, until it feels comfortable, until it feels natural. And the key to doing this is to have definitiveness of purpose, to know your why, and to be extremely intentional. If this video provided value to you, leave a like and let me know in the comment section, what is a habit that you've been trying to break, and now this content that you just consumed today is going to help you break that pattern, right? What is that habit that you've been trying to get away from? Or what is that new habit that you're trying to create? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you'd like to check out the book that we discussed in this episode, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, there is a link in the description. As always, this is BigTalk. Thank you for listening.
I'll tell you, many people say the world is a messed up place. Well, this is my attempt at fixing it.